Well, there's currently a Dune Imperium Digital tournament going on, organized by Cheesable, which he is calling the Grand Vision. This is my first game in that tournament. Here's basically how the tournament works. I believe there are 44 players who have signed up, split into 4 separate groups of 11 players. Those players will each play 4 games, and they'll get points based on their standing in the game. Those points will get added up, and at the end, the top 4 from each group will make it out to some sort of playoffs, and I'm not exactly sure how that whole process works, but this is my first game of the tournament. I think this is very cool. I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm not sure when the rest of the games might happen or when you might see them, because as you might imagine, scheduling with all of these different players with all of their own personal lives and schedules to deal with is certainly a challenge, but we've got one game so far, and here it is. Well, hello and welcome to the first game in the Grand Vision tournament that I am playing. Let's get straight into the situation. I am player 2. Here are the leaders, and here's the Imperium row: Treachery, Spice Hunter, Jameis, Guild Accord, and Imperial Shock Troopers. I want to respond in the chat, but that doesn't seem possible. Here are the texts: Wind Traps, Chomurky, and Mnemic Film. Okay, so some pretty interesting texts, some pretty interesting cards. And as for leader, you know what? I'm just going to have to wait and see. There are a couple of decent cards to grab with Armand's Ring. Okay, Leto taken over here by Arthur. And now waiting on Miaofan, which Mig or Henho goes by lots of names, but in the tournament bracket anyway, Henho is the name you'll see there. I honestly don't really know what I want to do. I might go with Hundro. No, no, I won't go with Hundro. Okay. You know what? Should I go with Memnon? Should I start this tournament off right with my man Memnon? You know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to start things off with my man Memnon in this tournament. Is it the best move? I don't know. I think Armand honestly would have been pretty good. Not that there's like a ton of great, but the Jameis and the Spice Hunter are both worth getting. But you know what? It doesn't matter, because Memnon is my man, and that's what is happening. All right, here we go. So our first skirmish here is for an Influence and Solari, so probably everybody's going to want to get in on this to some degree. Shenanimous playing, let's go through the players here. We've got Shenanimous playing Archduke Armand Ikaz. There's a look at his abilities real quick. We've got me, Bludgeon, on my man Earl Memnon Torvald. That's what he does. You can pause the video if you want to take a closer look. Miaofan, aka Mig, on Viscount Hundro Moritani. There is his situation. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly make my move. It's going to be... I didn't get the Signet Ring, and so I can't grab that Mnemic Film immediately like I may have wanted to. We'll go ahead and grab Fold Space. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to... I wonder if I could switch it for Hardy Warriors here, to be honest. Because I don't actually have... I'm just going to stick with it, but I don't actually have a faction card in my next hand in order to get that influence next time. So we'll see what happens. And finally, Arthur D here on Duke Leto Atreides, and there is his situation. So if I can here, honestly though, Hardy Warriors might not be good enough because Hundro already has 2 things in and he has another agent after I go. So Hardy Warriors is not actually guaranteed to work for me, which is a little bit unfortunate. So we'll see what I do. I might So next ring, if nobody does it now, next ring I could grab Mimic Film with my Signet ring. Because I can't do Fold Space, but I might want to smuggle. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird balance of hands here. Leto hits Wealth. Of course, keeping in mind, Hundro has an intrigue card, and that was a choice of the top 2 cards of the deck, and he knows what the current top card of the deck is. So he knows what Armand is going to draw here. Yeah, there's the Conscript on Jameis, which is one of the reasons I was thinking of taking Armand, and we've got an Ixian Engineer here. So the good news for me here is if I Hardy Warriors, then there's no way for either of these players to get more than 4 troops in. And so it would come down to any swords would beat me if they match, but an intrigue card could do the trick. There's one here, there's one here, but you know what? I'm just going to do it anyway and maybe kind of represent that I'm confident in this play with daggers. It very well could not pay off for me, but I'm going to try. At the very least, I'll get 3 Solari for second place, hopefully. Hunter goes to tech negotiation. Okay, does not commit more troops. Setting up for a potential Mimic Film there. So we'll see what Armand has. I mean, Armand could theoretically have 2 daggers in hand, which would cause an issue. That intrigue card could cause an issue, but I just wanted to kind of go for it, because if it does work and I can unlock interstellar shipping now, it gives me kind of a more exciting hand next turn. It means I'll have to give up the opportunity of the Mimic Film, right? Because, well, not necessarily, I guess. I could grab the Mimic Film first and then interstellar shipping second. That could be my play, if this works. Leto to Imperial Basin with the Signet Ring, presumably going to boost himself up on the guild, and that is exactly what he does. Does he want to commit any troops into here? Probably not, I would think, given the current situation. If he has 2 daggers in hand, he might think about it. Okay, let's see. Oh no, and there are 2 daggers in Armand's hand. God damn it. All right, so that ruins that. That ruins everything. It was a gamble. It was a gamble, and it almost worked. Hundro didn't end up committing, but there were the 2 swords there. So unfortunately for me, that doesn't happen. And I'm going to go with the Truthsayer here. Voice comes up in its place. Does Shenanimous have the Intrigue card to take that victory? Recruitment mission. Is that going to be a treachery? Oh boy, early treachery for Hundro. Not something I'm happy to see happen. Worm Riders pops up in its place. 2 6-cost cards here. Okay, so given that I don't get to unlock interstellar shipping, maybe I do just go ahead and take the Mimic Film with my Signet Ring. It means I'm not going to get to smuggle, which I would like to do. No intrigue card from there, so it's 3 Solari, and there's more Solari available now. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. So I love having the Mimic Film. Extra persuasion every round, especially starting on round 2 of the game, is a pretty nice thing to get. Now, I'm not going to be able to get any of these big cards this round, but hopefully it'll pay off in the future. Now, as for my further moves, I really don't have any good ones, because presumably smuggling is going to be gone. And so, and I don't have any water, so I can't get to Haga Basin. I burned my water on that Hardy Warriors Gambit. The daggers have nowhere they can go. And so basically I just have to hope that Imperial Basin remains there for me. Spy satellites is what replaced the Mimic film. Okay, that's good to know about. Arthur decides to hit Mentat. There goes smuggling. All right, well, it's no surprise that smuggling wasn't there for me, but at least I can do this. I am going to put in one troop there and hope to get something out of this. I have the 2 daggers, and people know I have these 2 daggers in hand, so they know that's 4 strength if they're paying attention. Because they can see my discard pile. They know the daggers aren't there. I have nothing in my deck, so it's a guaranteed 2 daggers in hand right now. 100 goes to Stillsuit's probably going to deploy something here. He had 1 dagger last time. No, both daggers are gone for him. Okay, decides to undo that. Does he decide to do Hardy Warriors instead? Yes. Okay, so going for the big 6 Solari reward, which makes sense. He's sitting at 2. That would get him to 8. He'd be ready for Swordmaster next round. Now, if I do end up getting Solari out of this, it could very well be a game where I end up getting High Council seat before Swordmaster, because if I can get to 5 Solari, as Memnon, getting my High Council seat allows me to take an influence of my choice, and so that could potentially unlock interstellar shipping for me. So we'll just have to wait and see how things go, but that is something that is on my mind as honestly a pretty good chance that I'm going to end up doing that, especially because I have the Mimic film. So getting that early 3 bonus persuasion every single round, you know, can be pretty impactful potentially. But we'll see. I mean, I might end up getting nothing out of this. Both, you know, Leto still has 2 agents remaining. Armand still has 1 agent remaining. Everybody is kind of incentivized to get Solari still at this stage in the game. And so there's a good chance that I end up with nothing here. And everyone knows, like, I have no more agents, I have no more troops. So they know they have to beat 4 to get something here. Right, so there's Leto. What about Armand? He has 1 water. Maybe he wants to go for spice here. But he has diplomacy and seek allies in hand. So I'm guessing he's going to want to use the diplomacy. Or the seek allies, I would think. But he may want to activate his trashing. And if so, then that means he has to play, you know, to the main part of the board, I guess. If you want to call it that, but not a faction space, right? Armand's thing is, during your reveal turn, if you have at least 2 agents on Landsrad, City, or Spice Trade, you can trash one of your cards in play. So he currently has 1. If he wanted to do another one, then he'd have to go, you know, here somewhere. But he decides to use the Seek Allies and goes to Secrets. So that will mean I'll get 2 Solari out of this, which I'm happy about. Or, yeah, it'll be 2. Maybe Leto will get 4. Maybe Leto will get 2. I think Leto... I don't know if he has a dagger in hand right now or not. Okay, so I'm going to take an Imperial Spy, and I'm going to take Liaison. I'm not going to take this Court Intrigue. I'm gonna get some more Persuasion into the deck to pair up with my situation. Aha, the treachery reveal for the bonus troops. So that was something I didn't remark upon or notice, was that when Hunter went to Hardy Warriors, he actually only put in 3 troops, not 4. So going for the efficiency there, perhaps trying to bait people into going after him, knowing he had the treachery to boost it 2 troops. I don't know. Probably just thinking, you know, 5 should be good enough. No need for the full-on commitment of all 4 of those troops, which is quite smart. And we've got a guild bankers in the row. Arthur now thinking about what to do with that final agent. Yeah, I don't really know what is in his hand, but I don't think he can really compete for first. Maybe deciding... He has 2 water, so is he thinking about picking up this 4 spice or this 3 spice potentially? I mean, it's good to have some spice on you as Leto, ready to power your signet ring at a moment's notice. As far as faction spaces go, the only one available to him would be wealth if he has the diplomacy in hand. Let's take a quick look at what people have acquired here just to try to remember. Okay, so Hundro did take the court intrigue. Leto has a voice. Okay, that's important. Decides to go to Arakeen. And puts in another troop. Okay, so that suggests to me that he doesn't have daggers in hand. He wants to make sure that he gets the 4 Solari rather than the 2 Solari. Guild Bankers goes to Shinonimus here on Armand and is replaced in the row with an Ix Guild Compact. Yeah, no swords on Leto, so that explains the extra troop. Leto gets a Guild Accord, some big cards flying off the shelves. He replaced with Reverend Mother Mohayim. Okay, that's something that I would like to get my hands on if I could. The card, okay, the card. I'd like to get my hands on the card. And we've got a buildup of spice, major buildup of spice. I have no water, nor does Hundro, but Hundro does have the 8 Solari, so could immediately go to Swordmaster, or, yeah, could go to Fold Space first and just rely on the fact he can get to Swordmaster next. But where's Leto's voice? Because Leto does have a voice, so Arthur could potentially mess with Hundro here and block the Swordmaster play. It's a dangerous move to do this when someone has a voice out there. It's happened to me, and it hurts. As for my situation, yeah, so if Hundro does get blocked with the voice, well, I mean, he still has an agent left, so he could still get to interstellar shipping. And there's the voice. There it is. The Swordmaster get blocked. I mean, you got to do it. Oh, nasty. Yes. Can I somehow get 3 Solari right now? If I go to wealth and get to 7, that means if anybody drops down and picks Solari, I'll be at 8 and I can pick up Swordmaster with my next action. So I think that's what I have to do. I think I have to go to wealth. And I think I'll do it with Fold Space. Because I don't want to discard any of these cards actually right now. Now, there's a chance that nobody does drop and get Solari here, right? If Hundro goes to interstellar shipping, which I would guess he will do if he can, then he already has his Solari, so I think he would probably take Spice and avoid feeding me the Solari. Leto can't do it. Armand can't do it. So it would just be, yeah, maybe that was not the most amazing play in the world, but it seemed worth a shot. Now, another way I could have gone is if I had gone High Council seat and bumped myself up here, I could have gambled that maybe Hundro can't get to interstellar shipping, and then I could. That could end up being... Okay, yeah, he does have it. So is he going to take the Solari, though? I'm going to say probably not. But honestly, it might be to his advantage to take it. Because if I get my Swordmaster now, he can get it next round. If he doesn't let me get it now, there's a chance that next round I have my 8 Solari and I'm ahead of him in the queue and he has to wait 2 rounds to get Swordmaster. So sometimes there's a little bit of almost a cooperative, like, not cooperative, but... Oh, wait a minute. Did I misunderstand where Hundro even was? I think I did. Oh, okay. Hundro was down at the bottom, so he went up 2. He didn't go up and down. For some reason, I thought he was a little bit higher up. So he could have done an up-down, but that wouldn't have made a ton of sense for him. All right. So I guess what I would really like to do is, if I can get some Solari out of this conflict, that could set me up for Swordmaster next round. So that's potentially what I really need. But I can't get to a good combat space. Okay, everyone is out of agents, but I don't have any... I guess I'd have to Mentat. Mentat with the Truthsayer. But then... Oh, that kind of defeats the purpose. Because, yeah, this is sad. I can't get a troop in. If I could just get a troop in. Do I just go for the High Council then? I could just get myself a Spice Must Flow right now, to be honest. No, I can't. Yeah, I can. So unfortunately, I didn't use the Truthsayer this round. You know, ideally, I like to play that, you know, any faction card I have in my hand, ideally, I like to play. It didn't happen. I think I'm going to be stuck for Swordmaster for a while. But we're going to be picking up some early Spice Must Flow. I don't have to do it. I could get, you know, let's say Reverend Mother and a Liaison instead. And maybe that's... I don't know. Oh. Okay, urgent mission from Armand, recalling an agent. And gets himself to tech negotiation and picks up the spy satellites. Alright, Spaceport comes up in its place. So, yeah, this is an interesting decision. I mean, I could take Reverend Mother and an Ix-Guild Compact if I wanted to be really crazy. Does that make any sense? Or do I just take a Spice Must Flow? I'm just going to do this. I don't know about this. And, you know, look, I'm the only one that has the High Council seat. I'm the only one, obviously, that has them in a McFilm. And so there's a decent chance I can still pick up these cards. Obviously, the earlier you get them, the better they are. But I'm not going to reshuffle for a round anyway, so I think it made sense to pick up the Spice Must Flow there while I could. Okay, so Armand having the spy satellites, I mean, it seems like a pretty decent pick for him. He's nowhere with the influence track at the moment, or almost nowhere. All right, so for me, I mean, I could potentially... Yeah, there's the Signet Ring for Leto. Armand's probably going to get it next. I could theoretically go to, if it's there, Imperial Basin with my Signet Ring. That would get me 3 spice. I could then Conspire. But that still wouldn't actually get me to 8. Okay, Shinonimus decides to go up with the Smuggle. Interesting. He's now at 8 Solars. He's ready for Swordmaster next round. I feel like no one's going to give me Solari off this track. I'm not so sure the Conspire is that amazing. Okay, I have interstellar shipping here, which I honestly forgot about. If I ship, I mean, I could do up down there and get 3 spice, but that's kind of crazy. Okay, so we're going to do an up there. That gets me a spice. So I've got some options when it comes to the diplomacy. Could think about fold space and going up towards that alliance. If I want to get a big card, I could selective breeding and then doesn't get me another spice must flow. If I do that, you know, playing the diplomacy goes 5 persuasion, draw this gets me to 8 persuasion. I could then get the Reverend Mother and a liaison, which is I kind of like the idea. Okay, what is happening here? Hundro goes to Imperial Basin. Dropped down. Took spice. Went up with Emperor. Okay. Next round, I think Shinonymous is looking to drop here, obviously. I mean, he went up on the track for a reason. So maybe looking to pick up the Chaumarchy, which can be very nice. I mean, it'd bump him up to 4 intrigue cards, so presumably he is confident he'd have something he could get rid of. But he'd also win tiebreakers. So we'd have 2 kind of endgame decider techs. The Spy Satellites, which is potentially worth, at the moment, 4 victory points, but you know, potentially 3 or 2 victory points by the end of the game. Then the auto win on tiebreakers would, you know, it would be an interesting thing to have to deal with. So I have the diplomacy that I think I do need to use. Otherwise, I could play the reconnaissance. I mean, if I played the reconnaissance, I could get on the conflict, pick up some more spice, and, you know, have at least 6 persuasion at the end of the turn. Arakeen. I really like the idea of picking this up, but I also really want to play the diplomacy. Alternatively, I could recon to Carthag, I guess. It would be good to get like 2 spice here so that I could conspire with this next round, and then I'd be ready for Swordmaster the following round. Potentially. But I also might only get 1 spice here. And I don't love that. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going to get rid of a card here. We'll get rid of this dagger. We'll draw a couple of cards. And we'll go ahead and add Reverend Mother and a liaison to the deck. So that also adds more persuasion into the deck. Gives me a chance to perhaps combo the Truthsayer with the Reverend Mother. It means, unfortunately, I don't get to play the Imperial Spy, so in that sense, it's not ideal, perhaps. Okay, the Force Spies Hayliner with the Guild Accord, so we'll have to remember that situation. Okay, so yeah, I'm glad I didn't try to get in on this conflict because there's a chance I would have gotten nothing out of it. Bankers to tech negotiation. Interesting. All right. I'm going to take the Reverend Mother. I'm going to take it over the Worm Riders. The Worm Riders is nice because you can play it and get spice. The Reverend Mother is like reveal it and get spice. But there's a little chance of combos with that. It also gets me more faction power. Ooh. I was going to take the Liaison, but I wonder if the Water Peddler actually makes sense for me. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Water Peddler over the Liaison there now. So get some water in my pocket, gives me a little bit more flexibility right now, and also it gives me something that I could potentially discard with the Truthsayer, or trash, you know, but when I go to selective breeding someday. Now, obviously I'm getting reshuffled right now, so it's not the best in that sense in terms of trashing it out of the discard pile. But I think getting the water right now is worth taking it instead of the Liaison. We'll see, because it can be a problem. You know, when it's like you really need the persuasion and you've got this thing that's just going to give you a water. But, you know, water is, of course, very valuable. And typically it takes an agent, you know, sent to Still Suits to get one. Like Still Suits is right now the only place I can get water because I don't have Siege Tabor unlocked. So getting one just out of the Imperium row on a reveal turn like that, I think is valuable. All right, and it looks like Leto is going to win this conflict with that Hayliner play. And again, an efficient use of troops, you know. He just went with that. Okay, so that tells me that Hundro does not have a combat intrigue, right? Because it was only one sword short. So if he had any kind of combat intrigue, I would think he would have used it right there. Okay, there's the Water Peddler. That's great. So I can discard that with the Truthsayer, get another water, and draw a card. I like that. So for me, okay, there goes the Jaw Murky. Yeah. What do we have here? Artillery. Okay, so I think this means that it's going to be interstellar shipping with a down up for me. I don't think bypass protocol for Web of Power. Yes. And that goes right on top of the deck. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, Shinonimus really wants that Liat Kynes. He already has the guild bankers. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so it's going to be a shipping for me. It's going to be a down up. And it is going to be Solari. Now, as for this, I think I'm going to take it here. I don't think there was... I was considering jumping up here with the guild to maybe go for that alliance, but the thing is, Leto's in a position where, you know, an interstellar shipping with his signet ring lets him leapfrog me and just take it. I don't really want to be in a war with Leto for this guild alliance when this 3 Solari is not even that critical for me. Like, my plan here is Truthsayer to Wealth. Now, maybe I don't get to Wealth. Okay, so Hundro got the Swordmaster there. So Armand is going to be in a bit of a pickle. He can't get it right now. And next round, I'm going to hopefully get it. But actually, I might miss, right? I only have a dagger and a signet ring to get there because I did trash a dagger. So I could miss, actually. There's a pretty decent chance that I miss the Swordmaster next round. And we'll see what I draw with the Truthsayer. It either can, improve my odds by drawing one of the non-green access cards, or if I end up drawing one of those now, then I'm in pretty big trouble for next round, potentially. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Discard the Water Peddler, get another water. We draw a Dune, back up to 7 persuasion. So we'll see what that ends up being. If I can, certainly I'll take the Liat Kynes, but I'm pretty sure Armand is going to snag that. Shenandoah is going to be pretty happy to get that this round. So, unless somebody decides to do something crazy, an early reveal. Currently the only one with troops in the conflict right now, but I imagine Arthur is going to do something about that with these 3 agents remaining. The good news for me, by the way, is with the Truthsayer, I did draw the Dune, which means that, I have a slightly higher chance next time of getting one of the Signet Ring or Dagger in my hand next round. There's a better than even chance that I pull that off. Vito puts in 1 troop here for now. Interesting. Wow. Wow. Huge reveal there for Armand. Gets the Web of Power, gets the Freeman Alliance, has 9 persuasion. Does he take Spice Must Flow or does he take Liat Kynes? That's going to be an interesting decision here. We're in round 5, so does decide to go with Liat Kynes. 5 cards in the deck. So hoping that's going to pay off. I mean, the influence with the Emperor, I think, is worth doing that. Okay, now for me, do I want Worm Riders? I'm not sure because it's going to be a couple of rounds before I draw it. It's going to be, I guess it's going to be round 7 potentially that I might draw it, which maybe I want the swords for that. It's a bit of a tricky call because the Bene Gesserit's sister is not bad in terms of, helping me out there. You know what? Let me do it. All right, other memory pops up in its place. So I don't know if the Worm Riders was the right call there. You let me know what you think. But it might help me in terms of a conflict later. And of course, sometimes playing it for the spice is, just as or more important. But given that it's going to be a while before I draw it, that's why I was thinking more in terms of the swords because, late in the game, I might not have time to do anything with the spice that I might get from it. Or I might not have, a free agent really to send it anywhere worthwhile. We don't know. Good news right now is I have 2 water in my pocket from that, from using that Water Peddler. So a research station is something that I can potentially get in the future. Shinonymous has 2 water right now on Armand as well. Again, my main goal here is to get Swordmaster next round. Now it's round 6, so like Swordmaster is not that big of a deal. But I still would like to get it. There's the treachery coming in for Miaofan again. Two intrigue cards on each of them. And there's the 4 Spice Hayliner again from Lido. Pretty funny. And that was another reason I didn't think it was worth trying to go for this alliance is that exact situation. All right. So the good news for Mig / Henho / Miaofan / Hundro is it looks like he wasted a lot of troops here, but 2 of those troops came from the treachery reveal. And so, you know, he spent 2 essentially. And look, you know, maybe he wants the second place Solari. It's not a big commitment, but still it does leave him with 0 troops in the garrison. In fact, it looks like everyone currently has 0 troops in the garrison heading into next round, which might be good for me. That 2 water also, I mean, there's a lot of people that have water here, but there is a big, you know, load of spice building in the Great Flat as well. It's another thing to keep our eyes on. All right, Lido takes this victory, so Arthur now going to go up to 6 victory points, taking the lead from me. I had it briefly there with my 5. Also takes control of Eriki, and here comes Desert Power. Okay, so I do have the Signet Ring. I think I just go ahead and take the Swordmaster now. Like I said, it's not the... It's either that or I interstellar shipping. What would that do for me? Maybe look towards... If I were to ship, I could get spice, which could be used for selective breeding, which isn't great for me right now, but it would at least get those things out of the way. I think I'm just going to take the Swordmaster. I don't know that it's the right move, but it's just what I'm going to do. And I'm going to give up shipping here, which is perhaps a terrible idea because I'm not going to get another chance to do it probably in a while. So that really could have been a bad idea, but you know, I did what I did. So next play, I guess, is Imperial Spy. Or maybe Research Station. Research Station draws me those 3 cards. It does mean that... Bunch of spice. Lido could potentially Hayliner again here, even without the his card, but he might have redrawn it potentially. It would kind of be nice to get those out of the way. So you know what? I am going to hit Research Station here. And do I deploy troops? Because next round is round 7. Nobody has anything in there now, but it wouldn't be too hard for somebody to get something. But you know what? I'm going to put in 1. I'm going to put in 1 because it's probably going to get something for me. I don't think, even if I put in 2 troops, that I would reasonably win this conflict at the moment. I do have 2 swords in hand. I could potentially try to do something with that, but my play here, if I can, is Imperial Spy. to wealth just to trade it in for the intrigue card, because that'll still leave me at 9 persuasion. Let me pick up a spice must flow. And I'll get 2 spice here, 1 spice here, potentially another spice here. But this was a really interesting decision, I think, whether to take Swordmaster or whether to take Interstellar Shipping. So part of the benefit of Swordmaster here was not just, of course, to get me, the Swordmaster, to use, you know, in a future round. There might only be one more round. But it also blocks Synonymous from getting it, and I don't know if he even would have. But it was another potential little bonus. Now, at the moment, he doesn't appear to be the biggest threat, but keep in mind, he's got spy satellites and Charming. Now, the spy satellites at the moment for Armand is worth 1, 2, 3 victory points. So Armand currently is actually sitting at 6 victory points. So even though it looks like it's just 3, it's actually 6 currently. Whereas my 5 is just 5. Lito's 6 is actually 6. Hundro's 5 is actually 3. Hundro's 3 is actually 3, except for the fact that there are these intrigue cards, and so we don't know. There could be more endgame points there. And I suspect that Hundro has an endgame in there, given that he was down to 1 intrigue card a few rounds ago and lost a conflict to Leto by 1 sword. That's my suspicion. But I don't know. Okay, so I do have the option here of playing the Imperial Spy, and so I will just go ahead and take that opportunity while I have it. Maybe put myself in a position to get that Emperor Alliance. I'll get myself an intrigue card. Okay. And I'll get myself a Spice Must Flow. But I'm not really... I kind of feel like I'm a little bit out of juice at this stage in the game. I mean, it's going to be, you know, hopefully buying a Spice Must Flow every round. But even that is not really amazing. I've got 1 point to get with the Bene Gesserit. Potentially I've got the alliance with the Emperor, but Leto could leapfrog me and steal that fairly easily next round with an Interstellar Shipping ring combo, and he doesn't... Yeah, that could definitely be coming up for me. So that's the problem with Leto in Rise of Ix, is in combination with the shipping track, it's just a real nightmare to be... to try to go for an alliance when Leto is near you there. So, whatever. I mean, I had that card. It had to be played. It didn't have to be played, but it made sense to do it. But I do expect that that's going to be Leto's move if he can. Now, Hundro might block Interstellar Shipping next round again, so maybe I can get it before Leto makes that kind of a move on me, but we shall just have to see. Okay, so Hundro doesn't have anything in the conflict. Currently, my 1 troop is the winner. Leto goes to Secrets. Okay. Jesus. What about Armand? Surely Armand is going to try to do something here. This would be ridiculous to win. I can't even hope. Wait a minute. What? What? Is this real? What? Okay, we get a Spice Must Flow. And am I really going to win this conflict with 1 troop? No, the Treachery is coming, right? No, not even the Treachery. Treachery was in the discard pile. Is there an intrigue card from Leto to like recall an agent or something, or deploy an agent? Deploy troops. I can't even believe this. Ah, he's got the rapid mobilization. Okay. Well, I'll use this strategic push and we'll see if he has a combat intrigue card to put on top of it. Let me wait until that's like confirmed before I even say anything. I don't know, in case he wants to try to undo that. All right, let's see. Does he have anything? Oh! Wow. Wow. I really am blown away that I ended up with that conflict. Okay, that's very good for me. Now I have 4 spice. A bunch of people have 6 and 7, so I'm guessing somebody's going to Hayliner this. I think for me, the move, if I can, is probably Truthsayer to Wealth again. I don't think I want to do Conspire because I'd like to have some spice for selective breeding, and if I can, maybe I can combo the Bene Gesserits. Ooh, that'd be nice. But yeah, so I think the move for me, if possible, is there's the Hayliner. I don't even have the option for an interstellar shipping here. Even if nobody goes there. Leto, I'm sure, is going to pull his move here now. Signet Ring to interstellar shipping. Steal the Emperor Alliance. There it is. So that maybe changes my play with the Truthsayer then. Maybe I move up this way instead. Yeah, I mean, saw that move coming a mile away. And the guild authorization, Jesus Lord. Okay. And he's 1 away from this alliance as well. Leto is causing damage here. I mean, if I... Okay, here's a bribery. Where's that going? Okay. I could try to fight him by going to Wealth and Conspire, I guess. But that's a pretty crazy idea. All right, so I think it's just Truthsayer to selective breeding then. And I suppose... It's a discard Spice Must Flow and probably trash the Spice Must Flow. But we'll see. Maybe I end up drawing the Water Peddler here. And I can trash that instead. No. I think I don't want to trash that dagger because maybe that's a Mentat. So I actually am going to trash the Spice Must Flow, which is not something I always necessarily want to do. But in this case, I'm going to. I mean, it's a dangerous thing to do, to trash Spice Must Flow. It seems like, oh yeah, great, get it out of there. But it can matter for endgame points. because maybe I get lucky sometime and draw a corner of the market, and I'll wish I had not trashed that Spice Must Flow. Or maybe a Holtzman engine pops up, and I'll wish that I hadn't trashed that Spice Must Flow. Or maybe someone else has corner of the market, and because I trashed my Spice Must Flow, they have more Spice Must Flow than I do, and they get an extra victory point. So it's often something I don't want to trash. However, in this situation, I didn't have a lot of options. Could argue maybe I should have just trashed the Truthsayer. I'm probably never going to see it again anyway. This is very likely the last round of the game. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe actually that would have made more sense. And keep the Spice Must Flow just in case as a bit of a buffer against someone's corner of the market. We'll see if it ends up, you know, mattering. And if it does, then we can come back to this conversation and, you know. Anyway, what am I going to do now? I think it's probably... Reverend Mother to Secrets. I don't have a great hope of getting that alliance, but this is going to make people discard cards, which maybe can mess up some things a little bit. And gets me an intrigue card. What just happened? Finesse, he just went down and back up again with that Emperor to get extra troops to fight for this conflict. Oh, wow. Whoa! Oh, boy. Does he have the guild bankers? No. 2 Spice Must Flows for Shinonymous, and with the Web of Power, okay, just locks up the Freeman Alliance. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? He's not getting really value out of the other ones anyway because of the spy satellites. So currently Armand is sitting at actually 10 victory points. I'm not feeling great about my game here, but I think Secrets is the only option that really seems to make a lot of sense. There is Mentat. I like the Mentat. I guess Dreadnought, but I don't think that's going to matter. I just want to make sure to get this off, I think. Now, it's unfortunate that that happened before I could make Sean's discard, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh my god, really? Okay, well, at least I do still have one. So I'll be able to get the 1 point out of it, but that's hilarious. I guess I'm probably not going to beat him for the... Oh, man. That's too funny. That is too funny. Okay, there's 6 of them left. Ooh, boy. All right, 100 hits Fold Space. Is he going to try to get that alliance? Oh, yeah, he steals the alliance from Leto. Okay, that's actually pretty good news. I think. I think it is. Man, I should have trashed that Truthsayer. Now, is it going to matter? Probably not, because Armand has 3 Spice Must Flows. Oh, and here comes Hayliner from Leto. Okay. All right, it's going to cut down to intrigue cards here, but I don't think anybody really has much to go with. I suppose I might as well mentat and just see if I get something else, right? I don't think there's any reason not to do that. Or I could... you know what? Maybe I go to Siege Tabor. Just in case there's another round, it'd be nice to have a water potentially for a research station. Maybe. Because what would Mentat do for me? Not really much. I think I'll just do this. Not going to deploy. Armand already has more strength there than I can muster. So that's just, you know, just to have 2 water in case we go to another round. All right, there's another spice must flow for me. So this is currently active now because I do have 2. You have to have them, right? It's not enough to have bought them. You have to actually have them. War chest to tie things up. Are they going to tie? Oh, please, baby, please. Okay. All right. We are going to another round, and it's Grand Vision, the name of this tournament we are currently in. Okay, well, my goal, if I can, is to get that Bene Gesserit alliance. Leto hits Hayliner once again, which means he locks up that, and if he wins, he takes that alliance back from me anyway. So that's not great. Maybe I have to research station. Because I don't think this point is secure at all. Okay, selective breeding is gone. So yeah, I think I have to research station now. Oh, man. Interstellar shipping. There's a ton of spice here. Well, okay, hold on. No, because Hayliner's already gone. Not exactly an amazing couple of cards to draw off of the research station, though. Oh, boy. Maybe I have to hope this intrigue card does something good. I'm just going to hope I get a miracle intrigue card here. Oh. That is a miracle. Okay. I don't have to do that right away. I can hold off on that. But that is a miracle. That's going to potentially protect me from losing that alliance to Leto. Okay. There's also a private army. And I do have Worm Riders. Could I potentially win this conflict? I'm not getting another Spice Must Flow. Also, potentially interstellar shipping could help protect me there, but if I don't want to use that, is there any other way I can... No, I can't get anything more out of that. Does Leto have Ring available? Potentially. So I think I need to interstellar shipping. To protect there and then use this to lock it up. I think that's the play. Alternatively, I could go here and jump up one, and then he'd have to choose where he wants to take it from. How realistic is my winning this conflict? Okay, so if I deploy, that's going to be 4 strength plus 4 here. That's 8 strength plus 5 is 14 strength. There's a chance I could win the conflict. No, wait, I can't jump up 2 here. Yeah, that doesn't work. Because I don't have an agent on this space. If I somehow had an agent on that space, it'd be great. But I don't. Okay, so... I don't think there can be anything that Leto could do. Well, he could theoretic to jump up that many. I'm gonna leave this as a suspenseful thing for the moment. So currently, though, here's the issue. Armand is actually at... Oh, no, because he's gone up here and up here. So he's getting 2 points out of the spy satellites right now. Infiltrate from Hundro. What does that mean? Where's he going? Nope. Taking it back. So Armand is currently at 10. This is tense. I'm currently at 11 with this corner of the market. Because I do have 2 Spice Must Flows. There's 1. There's 2. So I'm at 11, and that's kind of my best case scenario for the end here. Does Armand have another victory point accessible? I mean, not in the faction tracks, because that just, you know, is +1, -1. Unless he could somehow... Yeah, he's out of agents. Who knows how many Spice Must Flows he's about to buy, though. He could have Liet Kynes and Guild Bankers in hand. He could be just, like, emptying this thing out. So, like I said, he's currently sitting at 10. As things stand with the Spice tiebreaker, I would beat him on that. Oh, no, he has the Chalmurky as well. So... Okay. One Spice Must Flow. Okay. But that's enough. That gets him to 11. My best case scenario is 11. Unless I win this conflict and steal that. That's all I've got. Still waiting to decide if I'm going to bother with this. Here's the infiltrate. Wait. Oh, okay, so that's going to be 1 point there. With a selected breeding, potentially gets a Spice Must Flow for another one. 4, 8... Oh, 13. 13. It's a pretty... pretty low chance of winning this conflict, but if somehow it works, it'll be incredible. But, you know, Leto can get one more troop in and then it's over. Oh no, he's out of agents. And he has no swords. Oh, please, no combat intrigue. Oh, please. Allied Armada rotting in his hand? Okay, well, he's going to get to use it here. 6-4. I'm just trying to decide if it makes sense to do this. I think it does, just to make sure. Not buying anything here. So if he does have Allied Armada in hand, then I'm totally dead. But we'll make him have it. We'll give him a chance to play it. And so if Leto does win here, what does it get him? It doesn't actually get him a point anywhere. It just stops him from losing a point to me. If I could have won this, then, you know, I could potentially have won the game. Oh, he just has an ambush. So I think it's Synonymous that has the game here. We'll see about what exactly happens in the end game. Leto gets the Grand Vision. I mean, I'm gonna get some kind of intrigue card, but I don't think it's gonna be extremely relevant. Leto gets a bunch of intrigue cards. Staged incident. Yeah. Ooh, Chawmurky, man. Wow. What a game. All right. Well, congratulations, everybody. There you go. That was game number 1. And it came down to that pesky Chawmurky. And it wouldn't have made a difference in the end if I had decided to not trash my Spice Must Flow because I wasn't able to get a 4th one. Synonymous, I believe, had 3 or 4. So I would have had to have gotten like 2 more Spice Must Flows on top of not trashing that one, which wasn't going to happen. So it ended up not being important, but you know, that's the kind of scenario that I was talking about. Oops, there's corner of the market. Luckily, I was still able to get the 2 Spice Must Flows for the victory point. All right, so Memnon comes in, gets me a 2nd place in this game. So this was the first game in Group D that I have played in the Grand Vision tournament, hosted by Cheesable and Hidden Assets. And we'll see when the next games might happen. It's, of course, difficult to arrange scheduling for stuff like this, but anyway, stay tuned for more. Of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel, you better do that, man. Subscribe to that channel and follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/bludgeon. And of course, tune in Sunday mornings Eastern time for live Dune Imperium Digital. And as always, if you want to support what I'm doing, you can follow or you can sub on Twitch, including with a Prime sub. Or if you want extra exclusive videos recorded just for you, then you can become a member of the channel by clicking the join button down below. That'll unlock full stream VODs and an extra exclusive game every week recorded just for members. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.